Welcome back to the Top Gun Podcast. We're glad you joined us. It is Sunday, August 23rd, and this is a big episode for us. We are going to be power ranking the NFL, all 32 teams. The banner for this show is "It's not about being right, it's about sounding confident," and I think that's going to put it to the test today. We're going to try and do our best. I set these guys to do some homework. They don't know each other's power rankings yet. And so I'm interested to see where we all fall, what we all think, where we put everybody, and how similar our power rankings are. And with no further ado, let me introduce my good friends, Giovanni and Cooper.
What's up, you guys?
Yeah. We got a big one today, I think. This one
big one for sure.
There's going to be some discourse. There's going to be some arguments, but
it's going to be an interesting one, say the least.
Yeah.
Just to set the stage, like I aforementioned, we don't know each other's power rankings. I asked these guys to do a little bit of research, to look around, to think about this, and give their opinions. And so we're going to go through it. We're going to place these teams in different places as they fall and see what everybody's got. I'll pop up here and show you guys what I'm working with.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Like that,
Yeah,
Cooper?
Me too.
Okay. So here we have the NFL rankings for preseason, and I figured it'd be really easy to get rid of that graphic and just throw up week 1 and week 2 and week 3. And then Cooper, I was talking about with Giovanni off the air, but we also have our tiered list that we could also fill in as well.
We just did the same thing like last season.
Pretty much the same. It's a little cleaner. It's not just tiered ranking website. So
yeah, thank God.
Well, it did its job for what it's worth. It is what it is. All right. So here's the thing. I don't want to go first. I want you guys to take the wheel here, and I want you to go.
Okay.
What do you think?
Should we go Giovanni? We're going to go Giovanni.
Who wants to go first? That's the first question. Okay.
I'll be confident enough.
Okay. All right. So Giovanni, go ahead. Give me your rankings and, maybe a reason why you picked each team, as to why you put them, where you put them, when you put them, where you put them.
1 through 32, right?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
1 through 32. I just zoomed in a little bit so you could see it all here.
Okay.
So.
All right, so the first one I got is the Los Angeles Rams, just because they have Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Myles Garrett, etc. They're a great team, 100%. The second pick I got is the Seattle Seahawks, is because they're the defending Super Bowl champions. They are coming off of a Super Bowl win. Sam Darnold brought their team to the promised land, and that was a great story by Sam Darnold, and their defense is incredible. So that's second right there. Third one, I got the Buffalo Bills just because Josh Allen is Josh Allen. James Cook is James Cook.
True.
And the defense is still the Bills defense. So that's why I got the Bills in third. The fourth I got is the New England Patriots. I know they came off of a Super Bowl loss, but Drake May will be the best quarterback, actually second best quarterback of the AFC East this year. And I think that their defense last season was incredible, right next to the Seahawks and Rams, obviously. So that's why I put them in fourth. Fifth pick, you got a sweet spot here. I got Denver Broncos. Bo Nix is Bo Nix. Broncos defense is still elite. And pretty much the Broncos are going to be infusing from their revenge Super Bowl season after they got a huge loss without Bo Nix in the AFC Championship game. So I got them at number 5. Number 6, I got the Baltimore Ravens. I know Lamar Jackson played only the half of the games this season, but Lamar is going to be Lamar this season. I know they lost John Harbaugh, but they got Jesse Minter, which he is absolutely was good with the Chargers. Rashad Bateman, we don't know what's going on there with his legal
We
issues.
don't know what's going on with him.
But I think that Lamar Jackson will be probably winning the AFC North this year. So that's why I got them in 6th. The 7th pick, I got my man, Mike Coop, Detroit Lions. I got Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs with that freshly new contract extension, Sam Laporta, and their mid to okay defense with Aiden Hutchinson, of course. But I got the Lions at 7th place. The eighth pick I got that is the Houston Texans. I know CJ Stroud was a ghost in that divisional round versus the Ravens. I'm sorry, the Patriots. But CJ Stroud can maybe at least improve from his sophomore to junior year slumps in his senior season. And the Texans defense is so elite. Gotta put them right next to the Rams, Seahawks, and maybe even Bills for their defensive rankings. But anyways, I got the Texans at 8.
Okay.
9th pick, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. I know they didn't went to the Super Bowl. They got bounced out in what was it, the wild card or divisional round?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But Jalen Hurts is still Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley is still Saquon Barkley. And their defense is mid to okay. So I got the Eagles at 9. The 10th pick, I'm going to get crucified, but I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, you are going to get crucified.
Just because Dak Prescott is probably the best veteran quarterback in the NFC East, right next to maybe Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
But I know they lost Micah Parsons before the season started last season. CeeDee Lamb is still CeeDee Lamb. That's why I got the Cowboys at 10.
I don't want to interrupt, but specifically those two teams, I had much further apart on my ranking.
Don't spoil it.
I'll let you continue. That's why I didn't want to say too much.
Okay.
Oh no, listen. I'm loving this discourse in a sense of we're definitely gonna have some things to talk about here, Giovanni. But keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're doing a great job.
Okay, the 11th pick I got is the Kansas City Chiefs, just because Patrick Mahomes will be a Superman after he tore his ACL last season, maybe. But their defense, they still got Chris Jones. Wide receivers, I think Rashid Rice, if he can stay on the field without any legal issues this season, he could be a monster.
Yeah.
But I got the Chiefs at the 11th spot. The 12th spot I got is the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy is still Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey is still Christian McCaffrey. Their 49ers defense, I know they lost Robert Saleh last season to go with the Tennessee Titans, but I think their defense is still going to be good this year. So I got the 49ers at the 12th spot. The 13th spot I got is the Bears, just because Caleb Williams showed what he can do after that huge wild card win versus the Packers last season and almost won versus the Rams in the divisional round last season. DeAndre Swift is still DeAndre Swift. DJ Moore is probably maybe not going to be a diva. I'm not sure.
He's with the Bills now.
Oh, my bad on that. So I got the Bears at 13. The 14th,
but they had two really good young receivers in Rome Odunze and Luther Burden.
Luther Burden, yeah. So my bad on that.
Wilson Loveland.
Yeah, 14th I got is the LA Chargers, just because Justin Herbert is probably still Justin Herbert. Jim Harbaugh is still Jim Harbaugh. And that's why I got to go with the Chargers at 14. 15th I got is the Jacksonville Jaguars. T-Law is still T-Law. Liam Cohen is still Duval Liam Cohen. And Brian Thomas Jr., I've been seeing that he was supposed to get traded this offseason, but he's staying put with the Jags. So I got to put him at top 15 respectfully.
Respectfully.
16th I got is the Green Bay mother-loving Packers, just because Jordan Love is okay. I think he might have an injury, I guess. I'm not sure, but we'll wait and see on that. Matthew Golden got his first touchdown in the wild card game last season. Their defense is mid to okay, so I got to put them at number 16. Number 17, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just because Baker Mayfield is still Baker Mayfield. Their defense is good, and also breaking news, Vita Vea has re-signed with the Buccaneers, so he's staying there for another season. And I know they lost Mike Evans, but Ibuka is gonna go crazy this season, so that's why I got the Bucs at 17. Number 18, I got the Indianapolis Colts. I know they collapsed in the second half of the season without Indiana Jones, and with Grandpa Phil and everything. But I think that Alec Pierce, the wide receiver, will be good this season. Okay. Hopefully Indiana Jones will be great this season. And DeForest Buckner is still good. So that's why I got the Colts at number 18. Okay. Number 19 I got is the Cincinnati Bengals. I got to say, this has got to be Joe Burrow's year. If he doesn't go to a Super Bowl or at least go to the playoffs, he might get traded this upcoming offseason. I don't expect the Bengals. That's a hot take. I don't expect the Bengals to make the playoffs maybe this year, but if they don't make the playoffs, then they have to get Joe Burrow out. And also, Zach Taylor is still on the hot seat. So he is fighting for his job again this season. Oh, yeah, he is. And their defense is good, I guess. So I got to put them at 19. So the number 20 I got is the Washington Commanders, the Commies. I know Jaden Daniels is coming off a really severe injury last season. Terry McLaurin is getting up there in age. But their defense is pretty much okay at best. So I got to put them at top 20. Number 21, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be good. He'll keep you in the game all season long. And what is their running back for the Steelers now?
Warren.
Jaylen Warren.
Jaylen Warren.
It's okay. Yeah, Jaylen Warren is probably going to go crazy this year. Their wide receivers, Michael Pittman Jr., I think he'll be good with Aaron Rodgers probably a little bit. So that's why I got the Steelers at number 21. The 22 spot I got is the Purple Incarnation of Satan, the Minnesota Vikings. Kyler Murray is going to be the number one quarterback job for week 1. I really hope that Kyler will do possibly good things in Minnesota without 9. But Justin Jefferson is still Justin Jefferson. And that's why I got the Vikings at the number 22 spot. The 23rd spot, however, I got the Carolina Panthers. I know they almost made the 500 last season with Bryce Young and Ted McMillan, and their defense was mid to good last season. I got to put the Panthers at the 23rd spot. The 24th spot I got is the New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shough came in for Spencer Rattler last season, looked pretty decent. And Chris Olave with that new freshly contract extension. I think that if they can at least maybe win like 5 games or maybe 6, then I think this could be a huge talk for the Saints in maybe in 2027, but we'll see on that. So that's why I got the Saints at the 24th spot. The 25th spot I got is the New York Giants. Well, John Harbaugh got hired there with Jackson Dart and CTE, quote unquote CTE Cam Scatterboo. And Malik Neighbors, I don't know if he'll play this season. I know he got surgery and they had to clean it back up. So we'll see on that. But and they traded Sexy Dexy to the Bengals. So I got to put the Giants at the 25th spot, unfortunately. The 26th spot, however, I got the Atlanta Falcons. Newly head coach Kevin Stefanski is a Falcon this season with either Tua Tagovailoa or Michael Penix Jr. This is going to be crazy for the QB1 job spot, to be honest with you.
But it's going to be interesting.
But Bijan Robinson is going to be playing with his new contract extension. I think he'll play good. The wide receivers, Drake London, who's going to play good. Okay. So that's why I got the Falcons at the 26th spot. The 27th spot, I got the Las Vegas Raiders. Fernando Mendoza, newly drafted QB, either 1 or 2, and also Kirk Cousins got signed there to back up maybe Mendoza. I just saw earlier today that Ashton Jeanty was hurt in practice, so we will see what his severe injury will be. I don't know if Mendoza is gonna play half of the games. I don't know yet. We don't know what the QB1 will be yet. Right. So I got the Raiders at the 27th spot. The 28th spot, I got the Tennessee Titans. I think that drafting Cornell Tate in that first round, I think that he's going to be crazy this season with Cam Ward and then newly head coach Robert Saleh. And Jeffrey Simmons is still a really good defensive player. So I got the Titans at the 28th spot. The 29th spot, I got the Arizona Cardinals. I'm pretty sure they're probably playing this season for a quarterback in 2027 with Carson Beck at the helm. And their newly toyed Jeremiah Love. And I got to put them at the 29th spot. The 30th spot, I got my team, my favorite team, the Cleveland Browns, obviously, just because I think trading Garrett and that QB battle that we have right now, I think it's going to go down to either Shedeur or Watson tomorrow. So we will see on that.
Find out at 3:00 tomorrow.
Yeah, and Denzel Boston, good. That was a good pick. Casey Concepcion, a good pick. I got the Browns at the 30th spot. The 31st spot, I got the New York Jets. Still probably playing for Arch Manning for 2027. What else do you want me to say about the Jets? 31st spot. And the last spot, number 32, is the Miami Dolphins. They're probably playing for Arch Manning next season as well. And they're just not a good football team. They're just not. So I just got to put them at the last spot.
No, agreed. They're actively tanking. So
Yeah.
So, trade away all your players and hope for the best. So
yeah.
All right, to back it out, there's Giovanni's preseason rankings, power rankings.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. That's what he says. Take it or leave it. Take it.
When I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, man, I should have. I'm thinking, maybe I should have done something that looks more like this. And then I'm like, well, you know what, guys? It's not about being right. Because
it's about sounding confident.
I'm going to be honest. My rankings, you can see a lot of similar patterns. But then, sometimes you're going down and there's a team that may or may not be like 10 spots off of where you had it, Giovanni.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just not. We're just not thinking of these teams in the same way at all, in the same light. But
Yeah.
I will say most of them are looking fairly similar.
Yeah. I'd definitely say there's some areas where we are a lot alike. I agree. Cooper,
All right, we're gonna.
the
that.
floor is yours.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I
Were you
had a
guys pretty impressed? Were you pretty impressed with my speed there? My
Yes.
editing
Oh, that was
speed?
fast.
Yes,
But I
love
kind of
it.
noticed that some of those that you were copying and pasting were like already showing up in spots. So I'm guessing you were just pulling them from your ranking.
You might be right.
But I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was mostly comparing Giovanni's to my own. And in that regard, we kind of had a similar number 1 and 2. But at number 1, I had the Seattle Seahawks just because reigning Super Bowl champs, they have Jackson Smith and Jigba. They have such a dominant defense.
You got to
I
give
think-
love.
Yeah, it's hard to
When
go
they
against
deserve
the
it.
Super Bowl champion.
Gotta give love.
So they got my my preseason number 1 spot. And then at number 2, I have the LA Rams now with Myles Garrett newly added onto the team, which is just an insane addition.
Yeah, they're
That's
a super.
insane,
They're
too.
they're the Dodgers.
That's
And
So-
they're probably gonna get Aaron Donald now.
I guess if you're from LA, you just win everything.
Dude, that's gonna be
Gosh.
gross.
It's not even fair. It's not even a good sports
It
town.
really isn't, man.
Yeah.
And then number
No.
3, I had the Super Bowl runner-ups, the New England Patriots. Again, if they can keep that core together and kind of repeat what they had last year, they're going to be a hard team to beat.
Okay. That's
Whoa.
it.
Why are they all the way down there, Morris?
Oh,
That's a little spicy.
spicy.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
And then
Keep-
number 4, this is one that we were definitely different on, Giovanni. Number 4, I had the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like last year it was kind of an off year for Coach Sirianni, and they still had a good year. You know what I mean? I think if they can get back to their old ways, Jalen Hurts doing his thing, Saquon Barkley as well. I mean, they're going to be a monstrous team. And then sliding in at number 5, I have the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix.
love
Of
it.
course, you got to be a believer.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of been there through thick and thin with Bo Nix. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, Morrison? I
We
remember
have.
kind of those early days, and we were like, every week I'm coming, and I'm like, oh, I'm a believer, and you're like, oh, I don't know, we got to see, and then last year we really saw, but yeah, I got Bo Nix and the Broncos at 5, at number 6, might be a little biased,
Okay.
but I got my
Oh.
Detroit Lions.
Woo!
Okay.
I'm spicing it up, guys.
That might
Listen.
be spicy.
Listen,
Alright.
listen, guys.
Okay.
That might be. a
There's
little
just
spicy.
too much talent on paper for this
Yeah.
not to be. I mean, I don't even have him in the top 5 for this
Yeah.
not to be a top 10 team. There's
No,
just
no.
too much talent on the roster, and it's also my favorite team, and it's also my ranking. So,
well,
true.
there you go, Coop.
and then coming in at the 7th spot, this also might be a little bit spicy.
Oh boy.
I got the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, really,
Ooh.
bro? Your division rival?
Well, I had to put them behind the Lions. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
Packers were really good last year too.
Hmm.
Everyone in the NFC North was really solid, and that's why it's hard for me to go against them, especially the Packers who like the Lions really struggled against last year. Micah Parsons, dude, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But
When he's on the
coming at-
field.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Might
And,
not be for 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, that's not good for him.
number 8. I got the Baltimore Ravens.
There you go.
Lamar Jackson, he is that dude. I mean, he's getting up there, but not as much as some other quarterbacks in the league, especially not ones named Aaron Rodgers. He looks.
In the
I mean,
same
I don't know if
division,
you
yeah.
guys saw the media day pictures of him, but people are joking around being like, it looks like he bought a Steelers costume from Spirit Halloween.
Oh
He
my
does, like-
gosh.
He doesn't look like a real player. But that's just because he's old. And
And
then
he's
number
officially
9,
the Unk.
he is officially the Unk.
He's been
Number
young for a
9,
little bit.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
number 9, I got the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud and that monster defense. I think they're gonna be good this year. That's where I'm at on them. And then at 10, I have another NFC North team. I have the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson.
The Bears.
The Bears, Caleb Williams. I think they're gonna continue, on that skyward trajectory with Ben Johnson. I think it's gonna be another good year for them. And then just behind them, this is a team that we were very different on, Giovanni.
Okay.
At 11, I have the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh,
It feels
spicy
wrong.
take.
It feels wrong that it's taken me this long to get to them. You know what I mean? Like, they have Josh Allen on the team, for goodness sakes. That dude is a
That's
monster.
a spicy pick, Coop.
And I see where you have him now, Morrison, and I think you're really gonna bring the heaters when we get to you, man.
Listen, I thought I was off with Giovanni's. You
Well,
really mixed it up.
And
I
so
love it. I love it.
is this like going into week 1, or is this like the full season that we're predicting?
This is preseason.
Okay. Because I was like, if we're predicting,
No. This is going to change weekly, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Injuries, all that.
You're all
Yeah,
right. Pending
Mhm.
different factors, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Says weekly may change.
good.
All right, keep
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah.
Keep going.
Number 12, I got the Jacksonville Jags. T-Law, Liam Cohen, Duval.
Oh.
And again, that's one of those ones where I think they had a good year last year. I just want them, and it's a very likable team. I want them to be able to put it together and have another good year. At 13, another team that it feels like it's kind of weird I've taken this long to get to them because they have a really good squad, the 49ers. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they are.
As long as they can get away from that substation.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
And if
going
they're
on with that,
healthy.
man.
I just saw that George Kittle is active now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Good.
say,
which that's good.
I had a lot of hate coming on the internet saying that he was better than Trey McBride, and I was just like, ooh,
that's a hot take.
You have to be a
It
49ers fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14,
Keep going.
I got the LA Chargers. I got Justin Herbert.
Chargers. Super
I-
Chargers.
I think they could also have a really good year. I just saw a video of a dude. It was an ad, granted, but he was like, I just placed a whatever $5 bet that Justin Herbert's gonna be the league MVP this year. I was like, whoa. I mean,
That's not a hot take.
like if he has that
could do it.
season, if he has that one season, he could. But I just saw that and I was like, and for me to have them at 14, I think that might be maybe underselling Justin Herbert's abilities, but.
But when you look at the teams in front of him, I mean, you're not.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is like I would say your top, even 20 teams are playoff contenders up until the last couple weeks.
Right.
I mean, every single one of them has a chance.
Those last few weeks are when they really, really start to cut it down.
Mm-hmm. That wild card race.
Yeah. 15, I have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
I don't really know if that's low or high, just because you kind of saw moments
It's
last
mid,
year
I think.
of them. I mean, maybe thinking, oh, they're going to be really good. Oh, they're going to be really bad. I don't know. I think if Andy Reid and old boy Pat Mahomes, if they can find that devil magic that they were channeling, I think they'll be around that 15 spot, if you ask me. 16, I got the Dallas Cowgirls. The Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Dak Prescott. Like Giovanni said, Dak Prescott, one of the kind of long tenured veterans in the league now. I mean, he's very consistent, but Jerry Jones, I just don't know.
He is probably the dumbest
his
owner
antics
in
are
Texas.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. 17, I have the Minnesota Vikings. JJ McCarthy, Kyler Murray, two quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, they have Justin Jefferson. And Justin Jefferson is a beast. I
He
think
is.
they're in a strong division. They're still a good team, but I think
Have we seen everything that Kyler Murray can do?
right, and that's where I was gonna say
Right.
he's been in he's been in the desert
He's been in
for
purgatory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not been in a great place, the
Mm-mm.
past few years. Obviously, you saw the flashes, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Not good enough for Kyler.
No.
hopefully having, a player like Justin Jefferson and being on a better team will allow him to have better opportunities. And I mean, obviously, I wish the best for him, but just because he's on a new team, I think that's why I'm throwing the Vikings kind of in the middle of the pack here.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 18, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. You know,
Okay, understand.
again, I think that might be a little low, but just kind of like you said, Giovanni, this has to be the year for Joe Burrow.
Yes.
It's been a bumpy ride for him, and it's been a bumpy ride for the Bengals organization because again, you see the flashes of success. You can hope for a lot, but there's just
And
I mean,
this is also Zach Taylor's year too. If he doesn't improve, then he's fired.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
they've invested a lot of money in that offense, and I
they
mean,
gotta. It's now or
I
never
don't
for
know what
them.
that defense, if the expectation
Yeah,
can be Super Bowl anymore, but it definitely has to be playoffs. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
you're not getting an offense like that again,
Never. No.
yeah.
not unless you
And
get
then,
rid of Jamar Chase, and
yeah,
he's a
That would
he's a once in a decade player. I mean, only
that would
so
be a
many of those guys come
disaster.
around, right?
Yeah. All right, keep
but
going.
then, all right. Well, one below them at 19, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Giovanni, like you said, Vita Vea did re-sign with them, and that's huge. But
Yeah.
they lose Mike Evans, obviously right now. Todd Bowles does not have control of the locker room. That's kind of what we've been talking about a little bit, throughout the past few episodes. Is just the way that they've been struggling to have the whole team on the same page. Like there's something going on. There's a bug in the locker room,
Mhm.
and if they cannot get that figured out, like that is going to be detrimental to the team. Just behind them at 20, I actually have the New Orleans Saints. I think they have a lot of potential on their team. Obviously, pending if players are healthy and other things, but I think they could put together a solid season here. We saw some wins coming through last year, but I think they'll improve. I think they'll have a good year. And right behind them, I have the Carolina Panthers, and this is a team I know. My good friend Camden Butcher is probably mad at me. I don't have him up higher because he's a Panthers fan. Um, but I think they have a lot of potential as well. Bryce Young. Hopefully, this is his year. He's a guy who I really like. He's a very likable quarterback, but I don't know if Bryce Young and Ted McMillan really just need to like increase that connection between them, and I think they can have a good year this year. And then right behind them, at 22, I have a team with a great young core in the New York Giants, but this is also pending, guys.
Yeah.
What's the CTE
Malik.
situation gonna be like?
I was gonna say about Malik. No, not Malik. Malik Neighbors and everything.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
but like,
pending. Yeah,
can the Bash
Jackson
Bros?
Jackson Dart had to come off the field in the preseason game. Cam Scadaboo's a CTE merchant. It'll be
But-
interesting.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
Their
be
defense-
interesting.
Their defense is starting to get better. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
and in
Abdul
terms
Carter
of offense, if they can stay on the field,
and
as in like not get their brains turned to mush, I think they'll be good. I think they'll have a good season, and then they'll kind of fulfill my expectations. But Scadaboo, you gotta stop hitting your head onto the walls before the game, man. It's not good for you. I'm telling you.
yeah, somebody's
Um,
got to talk him down off that ledge.
Yeah.
Right,
But-
right behind them, I actually I have the Washington Commanders. I was thinking maybe putting them at 25, but I didn't want to use 5, out of respect for Jaden Daniels. So I just decided to
True.
push. I decided to push him up 2 spots. Again,
Might have got sued.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
another team that's like, pending some injuries, a little bit here and there, but hopefully Jaden Daniels is just able to bounce back. He I mean, had a rough year last year, but hopefully
rough.
he's
Yeah.
recovered well. And yeah. 24. I have this team might be a little high. Looking at it now in retrospect, I don't know about it, but
Uh,
screw it. At 24,
oh,
I got the Las Vegas Raiders, man.
all right.
I got Kirko
It's not
Chains.
terrible.
I got Fernando Mendoza, and I got Ashton Genty. Now you did mention Ashton Genty had to come off the field today,
Yeah.
injured of
Waiting to
some
see what
kind.
that news
But
looks like. Yeah.
I think
Hopefully, it's
that
not
might affect it.
serious.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact of and looking at it, Fernando Mendoza and Ashton Genty, two players that like you could watch their highlight reels forever, just like polarizing players in college. Ashton Genty obviously has struggled a little bit in the NFL, and Fernando Mendoza, I know it's a whole different adaptation for him. I saw kind of some numbers regarding him taking snaps under center, and it's just crazy. Like he's trying his best, but
Yeah,
it's very hard.
it
But
is.
I think that they do have a strong young core on this team. Max Crosby, obviously, if I mean I know last year he got injured, but I think that there's a lot of bright spots on the team, and
Yeah,
I'm hopeful for him, but I might be a little high on him right there. And then
yeah.
behind them, I have Kevin Stefanski and the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Kind of like we've talked about the QB situation right there. Um,
Tua and Michael Penix,
yeah, it's like Kevin Stefanski's kind of
an
getting on a
offensive guru or
well,
something.
yeah, but he's kind of like floating from he gets in a cardboard box and floats from giant landfill to landfill of quarterback rooms. No
Yeah.
offense to the Falcons, no offense to the Browns, but
A little offense.
you
Maybe a
go
little.
Tua
you go
Sanders.
from Deshaun Diddy Watson,
There
Dylan
you go. Dylan
Gabriel,
Gabriel,
and
Tua
Shadur
Sanders.
Sanders, and then you go from that to Michael Penix and
Tua and Michael
Tua
Penix.
concussion Tagovailoa, and it's like which is crazy because honestly, Michael Penix might be the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
it's
We don't know yet.
we don't
again and
know.
again we don't know yet. It's just
Hasn't
all these
hasn't got
kind of
his
like
shot.
these unproven like just he's just went from one to the other, which I just thought was so
That is so
interesting.
funny.
But
Yeah. So funny.
at 26, this is one I might be a little low on just because of kind of the downfall that they've had. But I have the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, Indiana Jones. Do want him to make a good comeback, but um,
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. Just seeing the collapse that they had last year, I don't and I don't want to
It was
be
sad.
I don't want to be too down, but yeah, it was just sad, and I don't that has to just like loom over a locker room. Hopefully, they got their minds right, and I want them to get back to where they were at the beginning of last year, but um, I just don't know about it, and they're another one of those big question marks for me. And this is like we talked about, this is going to change week by week,
It
Yeah.
will be.
no question.
Obviously. No
It-
I mean,
question.
it's gonna be-
injuries,
Yeah, it's
sideline
who-
relationships, all that stuff.
Yeah, and we said it like basically every week when we were doing rankings, but it's like who wants to be good? Everyone's moving around, and it's
Last
not
year
until
was
those
tough, yeah.
last it's
It
not
was
until those
tough.
last 4 or 5 weeks that you really get to see kind of who's pulling away and who's falling back and playing for the draft.
Yeah.
Right.
At 27, this is another one I have pretty low, and it's tough, but I got the Stillers. I got the Stillers at 27. It's kind of
Understandable.
it's bad that it's taken me this long to get to them, but I think Aaron Rodgers, he's out there still in that shut air XP, and he's wearing his bucket. He's looking like a bobblehead. The departure of Mike Tomlin. I don't know how it's gonna go for him, but I think they're just it's tough for me to tell. Behind them, I have Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
A team that, again, has been struggling. Cam Ward definitely was not put in a great place. But he's a talented athlete, and I hope that he can put something together this season. But I just don't think that I think they're going to need at least another year before it really is all starting to click and fire on all cylinders. Behind them, I have the Arizona Cardinals at 29.
Okay.
These are teams, I think, kind of getting down the list. Just some not great, but they have potential in places. And kind of like we talked about the Cardinals, they got Jeremiah Love. They have Marvin Harrison Jr. There's some good players on this team, but I just don't think it's enough for them to
No,
really
gotta have a
encapsulate
quarterback.
and become a good team. You have to have a quarterback. I don't think Carson Beck
Starts there.
is going to bring that to the table.
Yeah.
At 30, similar to Giovanni, I have the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Again, there's a lot of good things. Had another good draft. You have good players on defense like Schlesinger. You looking at my rankings, man?
I'm predicting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had. But yeah, no, they got good players. They did a good job in the draft. Casey Concepcion he could really break out this year as a rookie. Like I said, Carson Schlesinger. But again, you have to have these key pieces. Quarterback. When you have a battle between Shadur Sanders and Deshaun Watson, and neither of them really look stellar, it's not a good look.
No,
It's not.
No.
And then you have the Jets and Dolphins, who I think will both be far and away the two worst teams.
And also taking for Orange.
Yeah, both rebuilding. Seriously. But yeah, that's where I stand on that. Definitely some differences between our rankings, Giovanni, but I feel like it kind of followed a similar pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most teams were within 2 or 3 spots of one another. The top 3 I think all of our top 3s are going to end up being pretty similar, maybe just swapped around a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you get to some of those mid-level teams, that's where we really start to sing different praises and look at teams differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that leaves us that
All
leaves
right.
one.
And down to one.
Down to one.
So here's mine.
Oh, whoa, okay.
And Giovanni, I'm way closer to Giovanni than I am Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing against Cooper.
are.
I love it. Because some of those may come true. And you brought up a lot of really good points as you went through it. So I just, I'll give my justification for all of these picks, just like you did and Giovanni did. So you guys can catch your breath and get a drink of water or something, because you just talked for 15 straight minutes each. So,
okay.
Yeah, number one, and I made, I don't know if you could see it. I made some notes.
Oh, that's pretty smart. I was kind of spitballing there. I didn't really have much put on my Google Doc.
I wanted to make sure all the off-season acquisitions and key players and people who've left and stuff like that. I wanted to make sure I had that down. So, I went through, studied the depth charts, looked at the coaches, stuff like that. And so injuries. So we'll see what we have and what we don't have. But yeah, I'm going to start number one. I got the Rams. They have the MVP. They have, he had to have been close to being
dying
runner up in Puka. And then you add the defensive player of the year. You add a former defensive player of the year, Super Bowl MVP. And barring Puka biting someone, I think that they have to be the Super Bowl favorite at this point. There's no question that their team is absolutely stacked, and it just keeps getting better, and it's not really fair. I do have the Seahawks up there pretty close to them. So the reason I have the Bills, I think that whatever was going on last year at the end of the year, you could tell they were unhappy. They fired their coach. Josh Allen just did not look like Josh Allen last year. He was not that MVP caliber Superman kind of thing. It was almost like he was trying to win every game on his own rather than kind of, rely on his guys around him. And he really didn't have many guys. So the addition of DJ Moore, Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, getting promoted, they got a new stadium. Bills Mafia is a force to be reckoned with. That you got to figure that's 8 games right there where they are just absolutely just destroying teams because of, what Buffalo is. And honestly, they were an overtime away from the AFC Championship game.
5 years ago, almost. 5 years ago, almost.
From what?
The overtime that you mentioned.
Last year with the Broncos.
I thought you were talking about like the overtime from 5 years ago. My bad.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, you got to remember the Broncos won that game, huge interception. And then the Broncos come down and win it on a last second field goal. So, a game winning field goal. Yeah. I have the Seahawks. They lose Walker. They lose Clint Kubiak. They lose some interesting. Or Kenneth Walker. They lose Clint Kubiak. They lose some interesting pieces, but everything else stays the same. They pick up Jadeveon Price, who I think is going to be really good. Charbonnet, really good as well. So I think that the pieces will be picked up there. And I mean, that defense is still together, that unit. And I think that they will hold everything in place in the NFC West. As far as the Seahawks go, I think that they're still the team to beat in the West. And like we've said, I take that back. I have the Rams as the team to beat, but I think that they still are the team with the target on their back. I think that the Rams are the better team. I just think that, the Seahawks, they're the ones holding the trophy right now. This one apparently is a spicy take. I've got the Ravens up there, and I really think that they are a healthy Lamar Jackson away from making like an AFC Championship game. I would say the same thing about the Bills, but if Lamar can stay healthy, that defense is very good. They add Trey Hendrickson. They're the favorite to win the AFC North. So I would say, and based on what we all have had, there's nobody close in the AFC North as far as talent wise. Maybe in a couple positions, but overall, like defensively, nobody's close to them. Maybe the Steelers, but their offense isn't as close. So it's one of those things where I think the Ravens will kind of run away with the North, and they're a very good team. I think that they'll win a lot of games if Lamar Jackson stays healthy. And Derrick Henry stays healthy. I have the Eagles next. They lose AJ Brown. And in my notes I have, is that a bad thing? It felt like, and Giovanni, you kind of mentioned it last year. Last year it did seem right that, and I think Cooper, you said with Nick Sirianni on the sideline that they can get it done, but it just felt like the attention was directed toward AJ Brown last year, and where they were and how good they are, that was not where it needed to be. And there were a couple teams in the NFC West or NFC East that got really frisky. You talk about the Giants, they beat them. The Broncos destroyed them in a game. It was just an interesting end of the year for the Eagles. And I think that they went out with hey, we gotta change some things, tweak some things. And they did. They got rid of AJ Brown. Their O-line is good. Their running back is good. They go out and they get a replacement, Mekhi Lemon, to replace Brown. And I think that'll help. I think they'll be fine. They've got a good tight end, good quarterback, like it or leave it. He gets the job done. He's won a Super Bowl. Like you can't deny that. He might not be top 10, but you don't need a top 10 quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You just need a good team and a good coach and everybody that buys in. And then I got my boys. I got the Broncos at 6. They were a twisted ankle, basically, on a kill the clock play, a slide down away from the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I really do think that if they would have played against the Patriots, that they would have been in. pretty much everybody stays in Denver. They must like Sean Payton. They must like the system. They've bought into it. If J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy, I think that run game will be great. I think R.J. Harvey is really good. I think J.K. is really good when he's on the field. He was on pace to break 1,000 yards. And you add Jaden Waddle. And I think that they are the most, of all of these teams, I think they're the most complete team. I think their offense is good, if not great. I wouldn't say the best, but it's a good team. Kind of the same situation with Jalen Hurts. You don't need a great quarterback. You just need a quarterback who's not going to make a lot of mistakes. But that defense is, it'll stand on its head when it comes to it. And the offense, I think, is substantial. I think that they can get the job done. They can pick up first downs when they need to. So that's why I really like the Broncos at 6. I didn't have them quite as high as you guys had them, which surprised me. But I think as I was doing my studies, that the Broncos were, a lot of people were high on the Broncos. I saw a couple where the Broncos were like ranked second. I want to say in like NFL.com's and maybe Fox Sports. Broncos are ranked second in the preseason power rankings. So maybe that's why influenced you guys or other people.
I'll say me and you were only one spot off. I had him at 5, so.
Okay. Giovanni, you had him at 2, right?
I was 5 too.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're all about the same spot with the Broncos. The 49ers, if they can stay healthy, they're up there. And you can see that in the top 7, we have 3 of the 4 AFC West teams. I mean, AFC West is by and large the best division in the NFL, but I really think injuries has really hurt them. And I think that they have an amazing coach. I think that they have an amazing running back. I think they have, again, a good quarterback. A lot of questions at wide receiver. You got Deebo Samuel coming back. That'll maybe help. Deebo is definitely not who he was 4 years ago, but I think that it'll help take the pressure off. I mean, Ricky Pearsall got injured, and so that hurts them. Nick Bosa, always injured. But yeah, I just can't put them any higher because of the injury bug that they've kind of consumed. And if they can stay healthy, I definitely can see them doing it. But for the last couple of years, with the McCaffrey injury 2 years ago, and with all the injuries that took place last year, it was too much for them. So if they can stay healthy, I expect them to climb really quickly. They'll win a lot of games, but again, they play in a tough conference. Or a tough division. They're gonna lose some games. They might split some with some good teams, though.
I was gonna say that was like my thought, but kind of just like hyperbolized. Like I just had him. I mean, I had him at 13, which honestly that is pretty low, but it was the same thought process that kind of you were walking us through right there.
Well, and think like I said, as I look at mine, I would say that the top 21 teams, I would say, have a shot of making the wild card. Yeah. So, it's one of those things where, if you fall, like, listen, if you fall in the top 7, you're almost guaranteed a playoff spot, barring injury, right? If you're in the top 15, you're fighting for that bottom part of your division. You think last year, like what the Panthers were doing with the Bucks and the Colts and the Jags and the Texans, those guys. And then if you're in like that 15 to 20 area, you're clawing for a wild card spot. And so like after that, you're a bunch of teams that are just meh at best, right? You're doing what you can to stay alive. At 8, I got the Bears. I love their offense. Their defense needs a lot of adjustments, but at the same time, I do like what they have. Let's see. They lose DJ Moore, but again, just like the AJ Brown thing, that might not be a bad thing. They've got good young wide receivers there, and DJ Moore. He was part of the team. He wasn't part of the team. He was part of the game plan. He wasn't part of the game plan. He just it was too much at times for a young team and a young coach. And so I think that parting ways and starting over fresh might be best for the Bears there. A little bit of hate for the Patriots, and not that I hate the Patriots or am bitter that the Patriots knocked out the Broncos last year, but I think that the Patriots played a super easy schedule last year, and I think that's going to change. I do expect A.J. Brown to make some noise this year. I think that he's on a revenge tour, that a lot of people were kind of talking trash about him, and that he's going to go out and make a name for himself. So I do think that that's a big improvement. Mike Vrabel's Mike Vrabel. He's a good coach. He's going to coach those guys up. He's going to put grit inside that defense. But at the same time, Drake May, I don't have him as elite as a lot of people do. Like I said, I think they played a really easy schedule, and they padded some stats, and they racked up his numbers, and rightfully so. I hope they do if that's the case. But I don't see them being as good as they were last year. If you remember at the end of the year, I think we had like Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Broncos. Like that was our elite tier, our Super Bowl teams. And, going into the offseason, and we were right. Those are the teams that ended up getting to that point. But I just don't see this. I don't see the same thing panning out. I see them losing a couple close games, not quite as good as they were last year. The Chiefs, it's all going to depend on health. If they're healthy, you might see them bump up 2 or 3 spots. I mean, it's like you said, the voodoo magic that they pull out is just they win games. If Harrison Butker's hitting 69-yard field goals like he is in the preseason, we're in trouble because, I mean, you're telling me Patrick Mahomes only has to go 30 yards and he's in field goal range. Right. That's a guaranteed 3 points. So they'll pull out some of that voodoo magic. The problem is if they're healthy, they're starting to get up there in age. You got to think Travis Kelce. I know he signed a 3-year deal, but doesn't mean he's playing all 3 years. And then eligibility, Rashee Rice. I mean, we could find out halfway through the season that he's being charged with X, Y, and Z, and he's no longer eligible. And that's very likely, actually. They do add Kenneth Walker, which is a big pickup. Isaiah Pacheco struggled with them last year. I know they like to pass to their running backs a lot, but they use their running backs to take pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, some play action stuff, some misdirection, and a power runner like Kenneth Walker. He'll definitely do that. In the 11th spot, I have the Packers. I think Kraft and Parsons returning is going to make them a lot better. You got a big question mark in Josh Jacobs. Is he even going to be eligible? And this is, I think, like you guys were saying with Joe Burrow, Jordan Love has a lot to prove this year as well. I think like this is one of those where he's been up there and he's been talked about, but he hasn't really taken the Packers very far to the playoffs. Yes. And I'm not discrediting that. But at the same time, when you look at a storied franchise like the Packers, you expect NFC championship games, like left and right. When you look at Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, I could see if he does not make the playoffs this year, you might hear some rumblings about quarterback talk. And LaFleur, I know they just gave him an extension, but like he's supposed to be this offensive genius, and they've been struggling on offense. So, if Micah Parsons comes back healthy, I could see their defense getting really good, really fast. But Jordan Love, that's your big question mark right there. Jordan Love, can he make you an 11th overall team, an 8th overall team, or a 16th, 17th year overall team? Right. It could go that way, just depending on which Jordan Love shows up. That's kind of why I have him at 11, because that's pretty much the average of those. The Chargers, the Mike McDaniel pickup, I think that's huge. I think that their offense was stagnant. I think that it was solely reliant on Justin Herbert's arm, and we know that it is magical at times. But it was dry and dull, and halfway through the season, you could tell teams figured it out. And I think that Mike McDaniel's coming in is really going to mix things up, is really going to make it hard to beat the Chargers. I still think that they're some defensive pieces and maybe an offensive piece away from, kind of jumping the Chiefs. But I think that the Broncos have had troubles with the Chargers. The Chiefs have had troubles with the Chargers. So it's not like they're a bad team. When you're in that top 12, you're a pretty good team. You're relatively speaking the top 6 in the AFC. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this year under a new OC. I don't see Mike McDaniel sticking around a whole lot longer than 1 year. I think that, if the Jets or the Raiders fire their coach, then, well, I don't see them firing Kubiak. But if somebody else, if another job opens and they just got a brand new quarterback from the 2027 draft, that I would see Mike McDaniel's putting in his bid for that. But there weren't a lot of teams that had great offenses with openings other than maybe the Ravens, and that one got filled pretty quick. So okay, where am I at? The 13, the Lions. Gibbs got paid. Not always good for fantasy football, because usually when they're in a prepay period, they put out like MVP numbers, which last year he did. And the year before. But as far as team football, now the focus is like, let's go win. I'm not trying to pad stats, not trying to do anything. Let's just go win. And I think that the Lions kind of fall in that category. And they're interchangeable with the Packers, in my opinion. I think that they're sitting in that, or the Bears. I mean, all three of those teams in the NFC North you could switch them out. The Lions have more question marks on defense, and it comes down to injuries. They're one Aiden Hutchinson injury away from being one of the bottom 5 defenses in the league. What do you think about that, Coop?
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy to say. I did what's his name? Whoever their second round pick was, who's also a D end, he completely balled out in their preseason game against the Commanders. And I think that if he can keep playing the way he's been playing, he would take a lot of pressure off Aiden Hutchinson.
Some double teams.
And elevate the defense
Sure.
to the next level. But again, you're right. That is pending any injury. Like any injury, one cog goes missing out of the machine, and it's going to fall off the wheels at some point. There's only so long that you can hold it together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's you saw it last year, and Hutchinson was able to play. So it's one of those where they're just one injury away. I mean, the Pacheco pickup is pretty good. I like that one considering losing David Montgomery, but
yeah.
I think their offense will be very good. They have a very good offense. That's not the question mark. It's, can the offense get on the field?
Right.
If the defense is always on the field, then you're not scoring many points. So, all right. 14. I got the Texans. You pick up David Montgomery, take some pressure off. So like all along, what do you need to do if you're the Texans? Your defense is the number 1 in the league. CJ Stroud is seeing ghosts. You got to take pressure off CJ Stroud. What do? You go pick up David Montgomery. You bolster your O-line. You add Wyatt Teller from the Browns, and Tank Dell is supposed to be back and healthy. So I really think that the Texans might be one of those sneaky teams. I would almost, in my opinion now, like looking at this or when I sat down to think about it, like I think that they have it. This gap between the Texans and Jaguars is bigger than what it shows on paper. I think the Texans will be tough to beat this year. And teams should be worried about playing the Texans, that it will not be an easy game to win when going up against the Texans. Which brings us to the Jaguars. They're good. They're not great. Trevor Lawrence he's a good quarterback, borderline great. I think that he has a lot of the intangibles, his size, his speed, his strength, his arm strength. I mean, he brings a lot to the table as far as quarterbacks, except for just the wins. I mean, he's won a lot of games. He just hasn't won the big ones. So he's another one, kind of falls in the same category as Love. he is the Jaguars franchise quarterback. I think they're in a completely different situation. But there's going to be a lot of, he's entering his sixth year. There's going to be a lot of questions that go around him if they miss the playoffs, as to what direction does the team go if Trevor Lawrence can't win or make it to the playoffs here. So, that's where I'm at with 15 is they have a good team. They don't have a great team. So that's why they fit right in the middle. Mm-hmm. Cowboys, Cowgirls. I think that their biggest downfall, their offense is amazing. Javonte Williams is going to be a stud. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. I think Dak is, again, a good, not great quarterback, but good. And I think the offense will be just fine. However, their defense has a lot of question marks. They did add Caleb Downs in the draft, and I've watched a lot of videos. The Buckeyes algorithm has kind of filtered some Cowboy stuff over to me, and he has been locking down offensive players. Every day when you have to line up against George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, you can't get worse. Maybe your ego a little bit, but some of these rookies need that. So that's Cowboys 16. That brings me to 17. One of the worst defenses in the league with one of the best offenses in the league. And that's why we have the Bengals at 17. They're going to score points. They're just not going to stop anybody. And so they're kind of the epitome of what we were talking about with the Lions there, Cooper, that they are what the Lions could be if they lose Aiden Hutchinson, which they lose Trey Hendrickson. And they probably, last year, if you had asked me, they would have been in top 12. Now they're down to 17. So Steelers, I have the Steelers right behind them. I think that, with Mike McCarthy coming home, I think that the Steelers offense last year was actually kind of stagnant. I know you had them a lot lower, Cooper. Giovanni, where did you have them?
Probably in the 20s or something like that.
Okay, so close to that. I think with Mike McCarthy, they'll be better. They add Michael Pittman, their run game. I think they're going to go with the same strategy, like the two-headed monster with Rico Dowdle, Jaylen Warren. But their defense is, again, I think that their defense is a little more stable than what we see with the Lions. And Watt, it seems like every other year he's getting injured, and he is getting up there in age, but if he stays healthy, that defense is, top 5, top 6 defense, something in there. If he's not healthy, then there's a lot of question marks. There's still a good defense. There's still a lot of good pieces on that Steelers defense. It's just not elite right now. Aaron Rodgers, though, I think that's the number one question mark surrounding the Steelers is, what are we going to get out of Aaron Rodgers? Is he going to be able to sling it around? Is he going to be mobile out of the pocket? I don't think they need him to be, the Aaron Rodgers at age 30. But I think that they, when you tear your Achilles, there's a lot of concern every time you lace up. So, you worry what you're going to get out of Aaron Rodgers. Vikings. I think I had them a little bit higher than you, right, Coop? Or did you have them higher than me? Yeah, you had them.
I had the
17.
Vikings at 17. So,
and Giovanni had them at 22. Okay, so the Vikings at 19. So I'm kind of the mid man right there with you guys. I have the Vikings at 19. I think that the Kyler Murray thing will be a good thing. I think that if they would have stuck with JJ McCarthy, that it would have just been an absolute. It would have been bad. Okay. I think that I think the ownership, the coaching, the general manager, they saw the writing on the wall that JJ McCarthy was not the answer. They went out and got what they could. And, Kyler could turn into what Kyler was his rookie year, and it could be really good. He definitely has more weapons than he did when you look across the board. They got an okay running game, but they've got good tight ends, great wide receivers, decent O-line. They've got a really good defense. So they definitely put themselves into a situation to win some games. The only problem is they play in probably the second or third best division in the league. And you have three other teams that are just as good in front of them. And so they fall down to probably 19 for me. The Colts, I have them lower than Giovanni this time and a lot higher than Cooper. I think
Well,
that
it's only about 6 spots.
Yeah. Well, but when you look at, I mean, relatively speaking,
Yeah.
when you look at these teams, I think that, defense is a big question mark with the Colts, but their offense is not bad. Josh Downs, Alec Pittman.
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce. Yeah. I forgot he's gone now. And then Jonathan Taylor. I mean, if Indiana Jones can do his thing, what he did to start last year, that's going to be a tough team. They're not going to be fun to play. And if you remember, that defense did play really good in those games. I mean, they were putting up big numbers and holding teams, and they were beating teams good. There were couple close games, but they were playing good football. And then it just all started. The margin started to get closer and closer and closer. He tore his Achilles, and then it was over. It was an epic collapse. So I have the Bucks at 21. And Cooper, I think you hit the nail on the head. Just bad vibes with the Bucks. I think that they could be higher. I think that they're one of those teams you don't want to have to play.
I had them a little bit higher than you did. I had them at 19. So
okay,
I think we're on the same page regarding why they are lower than generally I think they would be ranked.
Yeah. And I think both you and Giovanni had them higher than me, but just bad vibes. I mean, you lose two of your best players, your captains in Levante David and Mike Evans, and that's going to change a locker room. And when the other captains on the team, Baker Mayfield and Vita Vea, are not even wanting to be there, it just doesn't look good. And Todd Bowles, I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's going to be a journey throughout the year for sure.
Yeah, I just don't see it going well for them. Giovanni, did they end up extending Baker?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, so this could be one of the things where Baker is not playing for the Bucks after this season. So
yeah,
I know the Browns will probably have an opening.
We'll see.
We'll see. Right. I got the Giants at 22. A lot of question marks. I think if those question marks are answered, that they could be really good. Good, like meaning maybe move up 5 spots. Not great. I don't think that they're not a playoff team.
Yeah.
However, I think that they are building toward that. I think that John Harbaugh taking over is going to be good for them. It might not be great at first because he is a rah-rah, run through a wall kind of guy. And if you put somebody like that in front of Cam Skattebo, he might be dead within the first couple weeks. So if Malik Neighbors is healthy, Skattebo's healthy, Dart's healthy, I think that they could be a decent team. And so there's one of the ones where it's like right here is about where I draw the line at between 21 and 22 at teams that could make the playoffs. I think that the Buccaneers could. I definitely think that they could. In fact, I don't think I have anyone from the NFC South higher than them. So I definitely think that they could. But I mean, you saw we watched that game live together. That was just ugly, and then whoever won that game ended up getting their butts kicked in the first round. So, brings us to the Saints. Kellen Moore has been doing a great job defensively. Cam Jordan's back, and I think that Tyler Shough could bring some magic. He's now the for sure starter. You don't have to worry about fighting for that job. You add ETN. Kamara is back. He's on the injured list, but at the same time, like he's always on the injured list. So, and then Olave, he's back and he's healthy. Did I see who was it? Went out with a big injury for them. Was it
Uh,
Jordan? Jordan Tyson?
yeah, Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, Jordan
And
Tyson went out.
he's out for 2 months.
Yeah, he's had a pretty bad injury, I believe ankle injury. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Look that up. Hamstring, right hamstring, approximately 2 months. Good call.
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt them. I think that was going to take some pressure off of Chris Olave, but I still think that you might be able to convince me to switch Saints and Commanders here, and maybe Panthers, maybe these three with Jordan Tyson going down. But I like Tyler Shook. I think he's a good quarterback. I like Kellen Moore. I think he runs a good system. So the addition of ETN should help them quite a bit. Commanders, you talk about a team that's one injury away. They're one injury away from winning the first overall draft pick.
Yeah.
Their defense got a little bit better, but
Sonny Styles.
Yeah, they added Sonny Styles, which is huge draft pick there. Jaden Daniels is hurt. He's really beat up. I mean, he's coming off some serious injuries. He's back. He's healthy. I shouldn't say he is hurt, but Laramie Tunsil's out with a torn tricep, and he was one of the biggest linemen for.
And he is probably going to be out for the season too.
Yeah, something like that. Especially as a lineman, you're out for the season. You add Stephon Diggs, but and lining up against from Terry McLaurin, lining up on the other side of him, I think that will be helpful. It's just there's a lot of question marks there, and if Jaden Daniels gets hurt, you can send it in for the Commanders. I think that they had a great rookie year out of Jaden Daniels. I think that he played his butt off. I think that they won a lot of close games, and I think that the luck ran out last year, and I think that we're going to get to see more of what the Commanders are. And I think Dan Quinn might be on the hot seat as well.
Yeah.
Panthers. You could definitely talk me into the Panthers moving up here above the Saints and bumping the Saints down, switching 25 with 23. You could talk me into that. I like the way that the Panthers played at the end of last year. Bryce continues to get better. Tet McMillan looks like he's going to be an amazing wide receiver, but they have a really bad O-line and a subpar defense. It's just there's not a lot going on with this team. They're just an average at best team on their best day, and somehow they snuck into the playoffs last year because they play in a terrible division. Each one of those teams, I mean, any day of the week could lose to each other somehow. And that's literally what we saw last year, the last week of the season, between all four of those teams. I got the Falcons next. Who knows what's going on with the quarterback there? And you brought up a great point. Penix might be the best quarterback out of all of them. We really haven't seen much. I know they brought Tua in with the hope that he might be good, but I just don't. I think we've seen the best Tua, and that was in Alabama. I just don't see him reviving, being the savior of the Falcons. Right. They have some really good offensive weapons too, and that's the problem. Is I just don't see anything coming of it. They have great wide receivers, they have a great tight end, they have an amazing running back, but defense is soft. They're weak. New coach. Jalen Walker's out for the season, who's their starting linebacker. And then I got, 27. I got the Titans. I think they'll be better than last year for sure. I think that they'll end higher than they did last year. Again, in a tough division. When you look at having to play the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Colts every other week, it seems like it's going to be tough to win games. They're not quite there yet. Cam Ward still has some growing to do, but when you go out and add Wan'Dale Robinson, you go out and get Carnell Tate, Robert Salah as a head coach. I think that they'll improve. I don't think they'll be as bad as they were last year. If they are, that's going to raise some serious question marks, but their defense is terrible. So that's definitely going to need revamped as well this next offseason. You know, if they think they have their quarterback that they drafted at 1 overall and they have their favorite target they drafted 4 overall, then they should be able to build around all of that. They're weak at the running back spot and the defense. But other than that, I think they have a decent team offensively. Raiders, and this is one I agree with everything you guys said. I just think that they are so bad on defense. Their offense could be manageable. They don't have a lot of weapons for Kirk Cousins or Fernando Mendoza, whoever wins the role there, other than Brock Bauer. They've got a couple like average at best wide receivers. Genty going down, that could be bad. If that's anything serious. It didn't look terribly serious. I saw a video of it. Jeremiah Love's injury looked worse than that, but I think that they're probably still 2 seasons away, you know, which is good. I mean, for Mendoza, you know, give him 2 seasons to sit under Kirk, and build, grow, draft a couple places, and then you might end up having a pretty good team. They just got to keep Brock Bowers around instead of getting him poached by the Rams or somebody else. I got the Cardinals. I'm not drinking the Carson Beck Kool-Aid. I think that he was an average at best quarterback in Miami. And in Georgia. I don't think he was that great. I think that, you know, you get in these systems where you have a team with guys that are going in the first 3 rounds in the draft, playing a team with guys who are going to end up working a 9-to-5 job. And so like you get your Carson Becks that look really good against those teams. You know, when he's sitting there at Georgia, he's playing with a bunch of 5-star athletes against Mississippi State or Troy or, you know, these other SEC schools that just aren't that great. You have good SEC schools, but he's not playing them every week. And when he does play with them, they're, you know, his numbers don't lie. So it's one of those things where I'm just, he has the capability of being a quarterback. He's not the savior. I'm not drinking the Carson Beck Kool-Aid. You very well could see the Cardinals winning this number 1 overall draft pick.
For us.
They're 1 injury away, and this Jeremiah Love injury might do it. You know, it's one of those things where, okay, you have no running game. So we're just going to drop everybody into coverage and only rush, you know, 2 or 3, 3 or 4, and good luck. So. And then you have the dumpster fire that is the Browns, and they're still the Browns. And need I say more? And it's not looking any better. And as soon as we get through all these rankings, we'll talk about that a little bit. But I think their defense will be all right. I think that they'll have a good defense. I think that they're a top.
Jared Verse is going to be good.
They're a top 15 to top 10 defense, in my opinion. But their offense is very young with no leadership and a new head coach. So I think that's the biggest problem is the collapse of the offense when everything doesn't go exactly how they drew it up in the locker room. So and it's the Cleveland Browns. I mean, again, need I say more? The Jets are playing for a draft pick. They got Geno, but who cares? Geno's washed. Kenyon Sadiq in the draft should be great. And then Breece Hall is still pretty good. Garrett Wilson's still pretty good. A lot of question marks on the line, and their defense is terrible. And then the Dolphins, there's just nothing there. You know, you go out and you get Malik Willis. I don't even know why they went out and got Malik Willis to act like they're doing something. I wonder if there's some rule that says you have to make so many moves or have an X number. I don't even see why you waste the money on that, because what is he going to do? Win you maybe 3 games? That would actually put you into a situation where you lose it. Right. So, that's kind of where I stand with all of that. So, Do I need to move this? Can you guys see? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm that's where I'm at. Here I'll zoom back out and you guys can see mine. And then what we'll do is we'll actually, now that we've all kind of laid out where we think everything should be, what we'll do instead of doing a Top Gun power rankings, we'll lay these out. What we'll do is we'll just do a tiered ranking.
Okay.
And I think that would be more fair because each of us have opinions. It's not putting a team in a specific spot, but rather in a category. And I think that might help all three of us out a little bit more. And so what we're going to do is we are going to do this, and you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Our sound fair, Cooper?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So Super Bowl contenders.
All right.
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking.
I would say all
Rams,
three of us said the Rams.
Seahawks,
Okay.
and let's say Broncos.
Yeah, I think that was the one that we consistently had near the top 5. I think the Bills, I had the Bills too low, and then, or I don't know, where did Giovanni have the Eagles? I think I had the Eagles at hold up, I'm pulling it up. Yeah, I had the Eagles at 3 for me. Or no, I had the Eagles at 4.
All right. Giovanni had the Eagles at 9. But Giovanni had the Bills at 3. I had them at 2.
Okay, I had them at 11, but
Yeah.
I think that's kind of one that we have to compromise on.
I think it's one that there's a lot of question marks after last year. I think that their defense didn't play great. I think that their offense, there's a lot of question marks. DJ Moore is going to be helpful for sure, but yeah.
I would put the Bills in the playoffs too.
Okay.
You can, I don't know, you could make them one of those bridge teams. You can put them right across the middle.
Sit them right, just riding the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any other Super Bowl contenders?
No,
I had the Patriots at 3.
Oh wait, I'm talking about for the playoffs for the Patriots.
Giovanni had them at 4. I had them at 9.
I think they're another one of those kind of high playoff contenders.
I agree. Listen, and I might have had them too low. I think that they're this riding the line kind of they might make the playoffs. I don't know if they're quite as good as they once were or will be last year.
Eagles.
What about the Ravens?
Oh,
I was gonna say I had Ravens and Broncos as high playoff teams, kind of sitting just below Bills and Pats.
Okay,
that was where
let's put these guys in the playoff.
Yeah,
and then because we do have a wild card spot, and these are going to be the teams that are fighting for that playoff here. We got Super Bowl contenders, playoffs, wild card. Your frisky teams, the ones you don't want to play, rebuilding, and then playing for a draft pick here. I would say
Eagles.
What do you think about the 49ers and the Eagles?
I would put the 49ers in the playoffs too.
Yeah. I had the Niners at 13, but again, that was I kind of mentioned it. That was just because of bless you, Giovanni.
Thank you.
They really caught the injury bug last year, but I think I would agree. I mean, if they're healthy, they have absolutely the potential to be a playoff team and be a high seed.
Yeah.
I would put the Chiefs at maybe wild card spot, maybe.
Yeah.
That is kind of where we had them, and that's about where they were last year. They were fighting for that wild card spot, and it wasn't until week, I think, 17 that they eliminated themselves. I remember week 18, they weren't playing for anything. Well, Patrick Mahomes also had a torn ACL, but they were basically done with the season. I think that the Bengals kind of fit into this wild card spot.
Yeah.
I think that Texans are more of a playoff team in my opinion,
Yeah,
and
I
I
think
think
that's-
that
That's what I
the
was
Jags
Jags.
might be this wild card spot.
Might as well get out of the way. Browns rebuilding or playing for a draft pick.
Yeah, I really do think that the Browns are in this rebuilding category.
Yeah, they're just
I
on the
think that-
lower end.
I
of
think
it.
they're literally a quarterback away from being a playoff team. And that might
Yeah.
be crazy for me to say, but like
Yeah.
if you take one of these quarterbacks from these top 9 teams and you put them on the Browns, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
even like CJ Stroud or Brock Purdy, like
Brock Purdy.
it's a completely different team. I just think
Yeah,
that they're in such
exactly.
they're handcuffed by that Deshaun Watson trade, and you know it
We'll get
handcuffed
into that in a little bit.
it handcuffed draft picks too. So
Yeah.
I would say-
Lions at the wild cards. Yeah.
yeah, Lions in the
There you
wild
go.
card.
Will we throw Bears in there too, or do we
Bears.
want
I
to
think
go
the-
Bears in the playoffs?
I think the Bears are more up here, which
Yeah.
may even change what I'm thinking here. What do you think about these 3 teams just being like here?
And again, that's why I was like in between. I think they're
Only
really
Only because of
Yeah.
what we have here and what we have here.
That's fair enough. I like it that way. Dolphins, bottom tier. Way bottom tier.
Yeah, they're down here.
Dolphins, Jets.
Come live in the bottom
Dolph-
corner.
Dolphins, Jets.
I don't know about the Cardinals. I don't know if they're quite rebuilding or not, but
No,
I-
I'd say they're still in the dumpster fire region.
Tampa Bay, maybe wild card. No Frisky. Okay.
Let's
yeah,
get
I
all
think
these
Tampa
other
Bay's
teams
more
out of
of a
here.
Frisky team.
I
Yeah.
think the Cowboys could surprise some teams with that offense if they get some things figured out on defense. These guys are
Raiders
rebuilding.
Steelers,
Titans
I would say
rebuilding.
wild card.
I think Frisky, you got to throw Panthers and Saints would be Frisky teams.
Yeah,
Yeah. Vikings rebuilding.
Vikings.
they might be that frisky team. I mean,
Yeah,
they have a
could
good
be Frisky too.
they have a good defense. They're and I'll organize this here in a second, but they're so close. Colts
wild, Frisky.
Colts are frisky.
Chargers should be wild card, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Falcons, I would put them rebuilding.
Yeah.
don't know.
I think they're in the
Just 'cause
same
I
boat as the
agree.
Browns. They're about a quarterback away from
Yeah.
Making
doing-
the playoffs.
doing something.
Yeah.
These guys are about a defense away from doing something.
Yeah.
Colts,
Commanders
I-
are frisky. Okay.
I think they could be. I mean,
Okay.
you're 2 years away, 2 years removed from an NFC championship game where
Yeah.
they got the floor wiped with them, but
The Eagles.
yeah.
I mean, I never forgot it, so.
Giants, I agree with the Giants and Frisky just because, I mean, Scatterboo and Dart are just like freaking.
They're frisky.
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
They're gonna get you in a game.
Maybe
that
by
you're
the
not supposed
definition
to
of the
be in.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panthers, I'll stay at frisky.
I like Panthers at Frisky.
I like Panthers and I like the
Saints,
Colts.
Vikings.
Colts,
I think
Packers.
Packers
maybe
are.
Packers
Yeah,
might be
that's tough.
playoff.
a boring good team.
Yeah. I would say they're going to be a borderline playoff wild card. It depends on how the NFC North sorts out. I think all of those guys could end up swapping around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bucks, wild card. Saints,
should, right?
I'll stay the Saints at frisky.
Yeah.
Giants, yeah. Commanders, yeah.
And these will probably start balancing out as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But I think this is mostly all like this is pretty fair.
Yeah, it's pretty fair for me too, personally.
Okay.
Perfect.
I think this looks good to me.
I don't
Looks
mind
good.
this.
Looks good to me.
I don't mind this.
Looks good. I approve.
Wow. Can't believe football season's here already. That's just crazy. First of
Three
all,
more, 3 more weeks. 3 more
yeah,
weeks.
Yep.
that's just wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
only took us hour and a half.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyways, we could. What we'll do is we'll have Giovanni kind of fly through it. I know that there's a big conversation that needs to be
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
surrounding the Cleveland Browns.
We're doing
Um,
the preseason right now, right?
yeah. Well,
Can
well, go ahead. I mean,
I was gonna say, are you gonna
I think
get off?
I think to be honest with you, Giovanni, I don't need to talk about the Broncos. Cooper, do you want to talk about the Lions?
I mean, that last game that they had against the Commanders, there was some good things, some bad things. Bad thing. I don't know if you guys saw the clip. Josh Dobbs gets absolutely smoked, and he has a fumble. And then
a pass
he also
should
has
come
a
out, bro.
50-yard touchdown run. So Josh Dobbs, I mean, I think we,
He's
we
like
talk about him.
It's a couple teams, Winston.
Yeah. We talk about him a little bit, and it's like he's the pastronaut. He's this great guy that you want to have in as backup. And I think he's
Yeah.
really like he's a double-edged sword, man, because he's a student of the game, and he's athletically he's gifted, he's fast, but then he obviously he has his moments, and the fumble I'm not gonna put that on him at all because I mean it was just terrible, terrible blocking.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they won the game, and
Yeah.
there were still a lot of good things that came out of it. And again, I think it was just more um, getting the roster set, figuring things out, and just getting tuned up before the season starts. But it, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of tough. It's always tough in the preseason because everyone, like we said this last week, everyone does the preseason differently. Some people are just like, all right, this is entirely for figuring out our roster. This doesn't really matter. And other people are like, all right, we gotta get our guys warm. We got a bunch of new talent coming in. We gotta actually play them. And so
Yeah.
I think that's where it's a struggle to kind of see if it really will correlate towards the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before I turn you loose, Giovanni, with the
Okay.
Broncos, I mean, Bo Nix played the first two drives, looked really good, had a great touchdown pass to RJ Harvey, and it just completed his first pass to Waddle, and it looked
Yeah.
good. They lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was ugly. But that's like
Yeah.
kind of like what Cooper was saying. I'm not that worried about it. You're trying to get guys looks. You're trying to get them reps. This was Bo Nix' first time stepping on the field since breaking his ankle. It was one of those things. It was a fit check. It was a dry rehearsal. So it's like, I'm not going to get upset for losing. My team is not in a rebuilding phase.
No.
It's one of those like I just want to. If I hear no news about preseason football right now, that's a good thing. Because if I'm hearing news, it probably means somebody's hurt, injured, gone, done. My season's over. Like, yeah. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything about Patrick Surtain. I don't want to hear anything about Riley Moss. I don't want to hear anything about Jonathan Cooper or Nick Benito. I don't want to hear any of those. I hope I don't hear their names until week 1.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all right, Giovanni. With that
All
being
right.
said,
Yeah.
Giovanni, our regional Browns fan,
Yeah.
for Cooper and I, who are just casual Browns fans, who
Yeah.
by assimilation and proximity, we are Browns fans.
Yeah.
The game was the game. Okay,
Yeah, it was.
people played in the game. Both
Mhm.
quarterbacks played in the game. Shedeur
was
Sanders
gonna
gets the
say.
start of the game.
Yeah.
Shedeur didn't look terrible. Ended up having a pick
Yeah.
in the end, but also had a touchdown. Also led, a scoring drive. Looked good. Deshaun looked really bad. His drive looked really bad. And then
I was gonna say
I don't
something.
think. Yeah, I'll get you. I'm setting you up. I'm tossing you a softball here.
Okay.
I would have said that there's a 90 to 95% chance that Deshaun Watson was going to be the starting quarterback in Cleveland.
Well,
And then he has a press conference.
that's what I was going to get
and
into.
he comes out and says, you know, he feels disrespected by Cleveland fans, which Cleveland is not a city where you start bashing the fans. And I got two sides to this coin here.
Yeah.
First side of the coin is I do feel bad for him as a human being. I think that he needs help. I think that obviously you don't do the things that he's done in his past, that you don't continue to feel the way that you do without needing some sort of help. Now, on the other hand, he did some pretty egregious things. Not just once or twice, but, you know, like 30 times.
30 of SA.
Yeah.
SA.
SA. Talking to you, SA. All right. So, yeah. And to think like you've earned, I don't think, I'm not a big boo fan. Like I wouldn't go to a sporting event and boo someone. I still think that they're human beings. However, his claim is that they're booing him as a person and not his playing ability.
Yeah,
and let's
let's
just point this out. Has he played well for the Cleveland Browns? Like,
no.
Okay, good. All right, just refresh my memory here.
He's played like what?
Of course not.
Six games, and they've all been.
Yeah, he's probably won like 2 or 3 of them.
And
so like he's not
of all time.
played well for the Cleveland Browns, so you haven't earned that part of it.
No.
Let alone there's a bitter taste in Browns fans' mouth because of the contract that we are now married to. And the fact that you're suspended one of the seasons, you were hurt one of the seasons, that when you were playing for the Browns, that you played terribly. And so I will never stand by cheering for an injury. So when he went down and the fans were cheering for that injury, I'll never stand with that. I can understand being excited that you get to see a new quarterback. But I'm not going to cheer for his injury. Yeah. So
I was going to say, cheer when Shedeur comes in and just be quiet as Watson's coming off the field.
Yeah. Well, and I can understand him feeling disrespected in that sense, but I don't think that he's done anything to earn respect. So when you continually play bad, you are going to get booed. And then when you're costing the team an egregious amount of money, draft picks, you name it, they're not going to be happy with you. It doesn't matter how well you play or not. They're not going to be happy with you. And are there some, we're just going to call them, are there some passionate fans in Cleveland?
Yeah,
absolutely. I know several. Yes. And so are they going to be upset?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are they going to disrespect you at times?
Absolutely.
More than likely. Absolutely. So, I think that everything is warranted there. But then he goes on, and this is where I kind of was like, whoa. The reporter asks him if he regrets coming to Cleveland.
Oh, boy.
And he says, I don't regret anything. I have no regrets.
Really?
And I want to say somebody like Deshaun Watson should probably have a couple regrets, and maybe like 30 or
so. Yeah, I was going to say maybe like 30, give or take.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, you want to seem confident up there that you just made a bold claim in front of the media. Your feelings are hurt, understandably. Like I said, these guys are human, even though they're bigger, faster, stronger than the rest of us humans.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta bite your tongue and walk away from the mic at that point.
I mean, if this is if this is like a 2K my career moment, dude, he just lost like minus 5,000 fan respect, minus 5,000 coach respect. Like he just picked all the wrong options. Whereas like, do you have any regrets? I have no regrets. That's an instant minus. Like, that was.
Yeah.
He did not consult his PR rep before taking the stand.
No. Absolutely not.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yep. I
Yeah,
understand why he's upset. I
yeah,
understand why Browns fans are upset.
yeah.
100%.
But
I
we're
think
gonna be
that,
stuck because of his cap. We're gonna
yeah,
be stuck because of his cap.
next year is the last year of it. And I mean, at this point, I would say now it's 50-50.
Yeah,
That's, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow Todd Monken comes out and says Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback of the Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, I
yeah,
don't see why not at this point. Like the crowd wants it. You're at least going to
yeah,
get that side of the backup, and it doesn't sound like Deshaun Watson even wants to be with the Browns. He doesn't want to walk out on that field, listen to the
yeah,
boos, and that's in his head. And I feel bad for the Browns. All in
yeah,
all in that situation. I mean, it's just like I said, like they are one piece, they're one quarterback away from being a true contender again. And I don't think it's
yeah.
Shedeur, but I know it's not
It
Watson.
could,
I just
it's
don't think
not
he wants
Watson. Absolutely
it,
not.
he could have been that talent, but now you're
But
telling me
it's now it's all gone.
you're telling me mentally he's not there at all. Like
It's
he
all
wants no
gone.
part of that city. And I had this conversation with somebody today. We were talking, like I feel like Cleveland is one of the hardest places to play in because of our storied unsuccess, but at the same time,
Are you putting it up there with the Philadelphia?
it's different.
Yeah,
They'll boo for no reason at all. Ours is
yeah.
more or less like heartbreak. Like
Of
we
course,
look
yeah.
out for. I feel like you need a LeBron James of Cleveland to take over that team. Like it's not like anyone else could walk out there and just be an MVP caliber quarterback and take over and win a whole bunch of games.
Yeah,
I just don't think that that's going to happen in Cleveland.
yeah.
I mean, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But how often do you see quarterbacks coming out of Cleveland that are
None.
good
None,
leading
bro.
quarterbacks? Drew Aller,
None, bro. None.
go get him.
Alright.
Go get Drew
Can
Aller.
I
Suit him
yeah.
up.
Can I go now?
All right, Giovanni, I hijacked it. That's my
Alright.
softball. What are your
Uh,
thoughts on the Deshaun Watson?
well, before I get into that, I'll go to the game first. I will say that Shador had a good enough game. He'll keep you in the game for as long as possible. Casey Concepcion was good. Denzel
Mhm,
Boston was good.
mhm.
Um, I mean, you can't. I mean, you gotta respect the two wide receivers that we drafted. I mean, they're gonna be some. They're gonna be really good. Um, but the Deshaun Watson thing. I mean, looking back like 4 years ago, if I would say to myself, "Oh man, this would be the quarterback that would lead us to a Super Bowl," I would have been wrong because I know Deshaun Watson was good in Houston because he had lots of weapons there. But Deshaun Watson, man, he is interesting. Yeah, so I'll go back to the game here. Honestly, if I'm Todd Monken, I would say Shador Sanders QB1 for week 1. That's it.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents hate Deshaun Watson.
There's not a lot to love about him. I
Yeah.
mean, he definitely was good at one point, right?
Yeah.
Oh
But
man, watching him play in Houston was just amazing. I
A
remember,
different time.
um, I think it was the wild card game,
Yeah, you
maybe
meant
like
you mentioned you mentioned it.
2018. Houston
2020,
versus Buffalo,
2020. It
whatever it
was
was, Houston
2020.
versus Buffalo. I mean, he balled out. It was just an incredible game. Like came down to the wire, and that's the moment that I always think of when I think of Deshaun Watson. But like, man,
But he
he's just
went
a far
downhill.
cry from what he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, Dabo Sweeney said that he was going to be the Michael Jordan of football. I remember that when he came into
Absolutely.
the league.
Wow, unbelievable. That's a not aged well comment.
aged
Yeah.
like milk.
There's like fine milk.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, Dabo Sweeney, he's kind of like struck out recently on
And with the
on all
new
the
NIL too.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
All right. I think
Uh
that's it.
Okay. I mean, if you want to do, let's try and breeze through this. Just
Uh,
this week in sports, just quick.
all right, so the clear for takeoff I got. Let's get this pulled up here. Get this loads. Okay, so clear for takeoff. Friday Night Lights is officially here.
True.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the Aviators game this Friday. I'm excited. Lions versus Worcester.
It's gonna be good.
Wooster.
Yep.
Worcester.
Grounded. I don't know if you heard this yet, Morrison, but NFL players are returning to college.
I did hear that the tight end that we just cut, the Browns just cut, is expected to play again.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Grounded I got. Aviators lose to Northwest.
It's an ugly one.
Yeah,
It was. Ooh,
just like it's a whole new team, just recalibrating.
yeah, without
Yep.
J.R. Jackson and everything.
You got to lose that first one. Hopefully, be able to get it back on track. I know when I was talking to a few people, I said, this season we don't have as hard of a schedule, but I still think it will be maybe around three losses. And I think that's one of the ones that I was definitely considering. Northwest. That's a good team.
Yep.
I think they were better than I thought that they were gonna be, and we has struggled a little bit more than I thought we would. It's been 2 years since Caden Sanders was a quarterback one anywhere, and that happened to be for him in the state of Tennessee. So it's a bit of a big adjustment and big boots to fill for everyone. I mean, you look losing so many seniors last year. It's just
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough, but I think we're still gonna win some games. There's gonna be some good matchups, and I will say, there's a bit of controversy because I saw
Oh,
some Stark County rankings come out, and
oh,
some people got Marlington in the top 10 and Alliance not even up
really?
there at all, and
That
I
is
think that's a
crazy.
little egregious. So
Yeah, it
More
is.
that'll be settled, guys. Final
Yeah.
regular season game of the year. It's gonna be
Yeah.
the backyard
It
brawl.
will
It's
be.
gonna be a good one. So
Who's the new quarterback for the Aviators now?
Caden Sanders.
Caden
So he
Sanders.
played a little bit last year. Um, Took a few snaps, but it's tough getting reps when J.R. Jackson's QB1. So
Okay.
we're gonna see how this season goes and try to keep
Yeah.
everyone updated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Clear for takeoff. Skinny Luca this season. He's gonna go crazy.
dude, he
Saw that.
looks crazy.
Got
Yeah.
skinny. We had skinny Luca last year too. So
Now we have
And
skinnier
now
Luca with
he got a
majestic
divorce.
long hair. I mean,
Now he got a
he's
divorce too.
he's feeling himself for sure.
he got a
Yeah.
divorce.
I think so. That's why
I thought he just had a kid, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but I just heard that they're like separating each other or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Clear for takeoff. College football starts next week.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
There
gonna
are
be fun
no
too.
good. We were looking at the slate. There is nothing, but there is football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our episodes are definitely gonna be getting longer.
Oh yeah, definitely. Be prepared, Coop.
Yeah,
Be prepared.
gotta
Who
make
you
sure I do all
behind?
my homework before
Before-
we start the podcast.
Definitely. Sure.
We what we'll have to do is just structure it so that we're just doing a recap. Just no fluff. No
Yeah,
this week
no
in
fluff.
sports or big
know
three
this
or
week-
anything like that.
I know this week in sports will be the end because we're gonna talk about like the NFL, college football, a little bit of MLB
Yeah,
first before we get in there.
Yep.
Yep. Speaking of the MLB, grounded. I mean, I will say flight delayed. Cleveland Guardians season so far. I know we won today.
It's a weird one. We're only one
Yeah.
game back in the wild card. Actually,
That's crazy.
we're tied for third in the wild card.
That's crazy.
And we're only 3.5 back from the White Sox. So if the White Sox could lose a couple games, that'd be great. And we do play
Yeah.
the weakest schedule from here on out. So
Yeah. Yep.
we'll
Clear
see.
clear for takeoff. Payne Watson gets traded to the Cavs, and Max Strus is traded to the Lakers.
And then we sign James Harden to a 3-year deal.
Yeah, $97 million.
I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
I don't know either, but
Considering the rest of the East.
looks like we're riding out with the same players.
It also looks like the Lakers are kind of reloading with a bunch of like white boys. I mean, we got to
I
think
know
who they already
got
had
Colin
over there. They got
Sexton,
Luca.
Mhm.
Well,
Walker
Colin Sexton.
Kessler. You know what?
Yeah.
What I mean.
Luca, now Max Strus in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be crazy. Okay, I think that's it. Cooper, you got stuff?
Yeah, I didn't have too much. I mean, obviously Friday Night Lights, there were a lot of good games. A lot of good games in the area. Stark County, very competitive. McKinley beat Warren G. Harding. And Massillon with a big revenge win versus Glenville. But the one big thing that I did have that I saw, actually, I think just today or yesterday,
Yeah.
someone who I've already talked about, I think, since we've returned for season 3 or
Two.
season 2 or whatever season we're in. I don't know.
Two. Keep going.
We talked about the marathon world record falling, but just recently the half marathon record was also broken by the man who came second in that world record breaking marathon, Yomif Kejelcha, who is the second fastest marathoner ever, ran a 56:51 half marathon, which is just baffling, and that's 30 seconds off of the previous record. I mean, track and field. Well, this is technically road running. We just kind of finished up with a few more fast races, some Diamond League stuff, and they're going to do like a new World Championships because there's no like World Athletics or Olympics or this or that. It's an off year, so they're kind of experimenting with some new stuff, and you know, people are it's crazy because you have I think I've said this before, but college athletes who start their season in December for indoor, and then they have indoor up until transitions right into outdoor. Then they have college outdoor, and then some of them they race in pro races, and it just keeps going. And their season starts in December and is gonna end up ending in September. They got 2 weeks off, 2 months. Like,
wow,
it's just crazy the turnover nowadays for even college, high school athletes is just ridiculous. But other than that, I don't really think I had anything else.
I got another
Giovanni?
one. Clear for takeoff. I don't know if you saw it or not. But a high school somewhere in the United States, I don't know, they have lost like 101 games since 2015, and they won.
I did see that actually. It was like a high school in Alabama or in Georgia or something, and they broke an over 100-game losing streak, which is
11 years is crazy for a high school
that's
like
wrong.
that.
Man, that's the kind of numbers that Minerva was putting up. They didn't win a
It was
game
close.
for like 8 years.
It was
they didn't win a game
close.
for like 8 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have too much, and I knew we were gonna talk so long on the rankings and things like that.
Right.
And,
Yeah, no, it's
Eddie?
no, I didn't have a whole lot. I think that I think we went in on every single team here in the NFL, and that was a lot of what we had in sports. There wasn't a whole lot that I kind of wanted to talk about. But yeah, that was it. I thought that was a good debate, and what we went through was pretty good, and it was fun to see your guys' numbers compared to mine. I think that'll be also fun to kind of see where that goes as the season goes on.
I hope I don't get crucified in the TikToks or YouTubes, or I hope I don't.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say once we get our rankings out there, some people are gonna be like, "Oh boy!"
A lot of hate. It's always the fans.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to see where their team's at.
But we
Let's-
don't care about being right. All
It's
we care
about
about
sounding
is
confident.
Never have
we
I
don't care
ever.
about sounding confident here.
It's
Let's
facts.
talk for next week for those in the chat.
Yeah. So anybody who's watched this far in, next week we're probably going to dive into predicting week 1 in the NFL, and then looking ahead at the Buckeyes, maybe some of the top 10 teams in college football, and then possibly a little bit into what is turning into a playoff race for the Guardians. So we'll see in that. So it'll kind of just be more a sit down talk, and we'll see where we go from there.
Oh, and also clear for takeoff. I will work with 4 games with Smee this week. So
That's crazy. I'm only doing 3, but
yeah.
Good old Smeagol.
Glad I told you for Friday for the cameraman, because that's gonna be your job.
yeah, we'll see. I know there's a few other people going to be working, so
I just want to be with the crowd. That's why.
yeah.
And the crowd is pretty good too. Gotta
For
love
sure.
it. Anyways.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, 17-0.
We gotta lock in now. Come on, we've been at this for too long.
All right, we're
Yeah.
Oh my
we're at
gosh.
15
I like
and
it.
2
I
is
like-
our best.
I like your new
Here we go.
mic, Koo.
Oh, thank you. I just
Oh.
had a little filter on it.
That's
Good
awesome.
start. All right, do we go
Perfect.
Puka?
Let's go
Puka or
Garrett.
Matt?
Let's go Matt Stafford.
Ooh,
We could also
think you go-
honestly go Sean McVay.
Or maybe
that's not a bad one.
not a bad one, probably.
Probably one of the best coaches out there.
I think
That's a
any of
bold
those
move.
3 would be any one of those 3 would be solid.
Yeah, Sean McVay.
Let's go Puka.
All right.
Puka's
Yeah.
Only
a-
because I think there's more. I mean, we're not going to run into. I mean, he's a top 3 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Josh
Oh
Allen.
man. Here we go.
Josh
Here we go.
Allen.
All right, good start.
Here we go. Okay.
Just don't give us the
Ravens.
Jets.
Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry.
There's a couple here.
Yeah.
We got Derrick Henry.
Mark
We
Andrews.
could go. Mark Andrews. They have a new head coach, so I wouldn't go head coach. Their
Yeah.
defense isn't bad either.
Let's
I
go
think-
Derrick Henry.
I think Derrick Henry might be the safest option.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we got 2 running backs. If we got the Lions up here.
Oh shoot!
Jets.
We have to go Garrett
Um,
Wilson or
we're
Brees Hall.
You could go Kenyon Sadiq.
Or
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we've done him so many times. Anytime we get the Jets.
All right, let's go.
I
Let's
don't
go
know.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's probably the best bet.
Hmm.
So that's
Like,
just a
every
tough,
time-
tough
I
team.
feel like,
to
oh
get.
my gosh,
So
every
let's
time.
see. Let's
Oh,
go
man.
Robert Salah, I guess.
No, we can. There's got to be someone better than that on that team.
Not Tony Pollard.
I mean, I would. Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
This is
Um,
bad. Man.
Let's
not their
go with-
defense, not their O line. I mean, it has to be the head coach.
It has
They
to
have
be
no. They have
Salah.
no running backs.
It has to be
They have no
Salah.
tight ends.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
This is bad.
Let's go
All
Robert
right,
Salah.
we just botched it.
All right.
It's over.
Indy.
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I guess we could have went Warren there, but we'll go with Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle.
Niner gang, you got to go Kittle. Can't get C-Mac.
Yeah. Commanders.
Commies.
Oh, jeez, their O line and defense both stink.
I don't know what's their tight
Chig
end.
Conquo.
Mm.
Oh man,
Dang. Dude.
I don't
it's over.
know if we can.
It's
We're
over.
going to have another one where we have to.
Let's
do two.
go O
We have
line.
to.
Let's just go O line, and hopefully
Let's
they
go
don't remember
O-line.
that
Let's
Laramie
go.
Tunsil's injured.
Yeah, let's go O-line. Seahawks.
Defense.
Great.
No
Good
question.
one.
All right, come on, give us like Cardinals. All right, Kelsey.
Chiefs. Travis
Okay.
Kelsey. That's a
This.
safe one.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Hey,
14.
I'll just say amen.
Oh,
15. Okay.
15.
Not
All right,
bad.
we
That,
matched
that
our
ties
best.
our best, right? Yeah.
All right. So one more, right?
Yeah, one
Just-
Yeah,
more.
we got to get one more. There's
gotta
just
get
too
one
many little rough spots.
Yeah,
in
that
there.
one was a warm up.
Browns.
Okay, never mind. We're done.
Never mind.
We can pull one through here.
I would go with the
Defense?
defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
We might be defense or Judkins,
Defense.
honestly, might be the best bet.
Judkins, Harold Fannin.
Yeah. I think there's
We'll go
Let's
defense.
Go with defense.
defense.
We've gotten
Oh.
Judkins before.
Baltimore.
Ravens, do we go Lamar or
Lamar?
Darren,
I think you go
Henry,
Lamar.
Mark Andrews. Yeah, we gotta go Lamar. Gotta go Lamar.
I don't think we're getting many top tier running backs.
Let's go Ashton
Bauer.
Jeffrey.
We could go Brock
No,
Bowers. Yeah,
Brock
no,
Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
He's
I
like
think it's
number
gonna be
one
hard
tight
to
end.
get better tight end than him.
Oh
Niner
yes,
gang, Christian McCaffrey.
CMC.
Oh man, this is good. This is good.
All right. Okay. Tennessee.
This is not good. Hold up.
Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
a
like.
good point. That's a good point.
I mean, it's not great,
that's a
but
good
we'll
point.
take it.
I don't know what these are based off
Necessary.
of.
They got Brian Thomas. They
I
got
like the head coach option.
Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
Bijan Tootle. Whatever his name is,
Tootin?
Tootin, yeah. Nah, I think we might have to go.
Bejul.
That's hard.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's go with
Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen.
All right, that's a safe choice.
Yeah.
There. Tampa Bay. Let's go.
feel like-
Go Bucky Irving.
Abuka.
I feel like
Oh,
you could go Emeka Mbuka or
But it's just tough
Chris
because
Godwin.
one of those. I mean, we could still end up getting like the Bengals and get Jamar Chase, and that would just give us such a big boost. That's
I know.
just such a threat. We already have like the best running back possible, I think.
We could end up getting the Vikings.
I don't know. Let's go with Bucky.
Bucky?
Sure.
I think a better bet would be like Emeka Mbuka.
Sure.
Yeah,
I like
I don't-
that.
The Ohio State wide receiver core.
Bears.
Loveland?
Gotta go Loveland.
yeah.
Gotta go Loveland. Oh, Jameer Gibbs.
There you go. O line.
Giants.
I don't even know if their O line's good or not. We might get a 14-win team.
I think
Oh,
this is
please.
I think this is a fit. Oh,
Oh,
13.
my
Oh,
God.
come on.
At least we got Jameer Gibbs for once.
Yeah, I think that was
I
like the
thought that-
first time we've gotten a
I
line.
feel like that was a better
Yeah.
team. Our wide receiver core was trash, but
We got to
Yeah.
figure out this algorithm, man. That's the problem. Is we need to figure out the algorithm.
Yeah.
all right, boys.
All right.
All right. Enough
Okay.
games.
All right.
No more
These-
messing around.
Shenanigans.
All right.
All right, Giovanni. Send it
All
home.
right. Subscribe to Ohio Sportscaster so you can watch Shivani Schefter. Breaking news and the updates. Subscribe to Top Gun Podcast. Subscribe to Coop Dog Sports. Subscribe to Smee Sports. Subscribe to famous YouTuber Tom Grossi. And subscribe to That's Good Sports.
Yeah.
It's not about being right. It's about, sounding confident.
All right, boys.
Absolutely.
All
Don't we know
right.
it after today?
Don't we know it?
See
See ya.
ya. See ya.